Well, I think the most important point to make is that every Democrat wants to do the right thing for the nation and for their constituents. And the real question is, those Republicans who feel the same way, will they break away and work with Leader Jeffries on a bipartisan pathway forward? Where we are is nowhere. Right now, we're at a standstill. What hurts me is what hurts the American people. That is the appropriations process that covers everything from health care, Social Security, and Medicare. It covers education, the payment of our military personnel, but the support of our military families. And, of course, the crisis in the Mideast and in Ukraine. These are important issues, and because of the civil war amongst Republicans, we're not moving forward. I represent a big city, the fourth largest city in the nation. It is the most diverse city in the nation. People from all walks of life and many countries. We have a lot of needs, a lot of concerns, a lot of people. This city should not be suffering because of a civil war amongst Republicans. I call upon thoughtful Republicans to join with Democrats in a bipartisan pathway forward. I'm ready to do it. We've been negotiating and having discussions. I have found Republican members on the floor ready to move forward. They just need to unleash themselves from a dysfunctional part of their conference and work with Democrats to move the nation forward. Well, it's about 3:30 Eastern Time, the 16th day. They've not been successful going it their way. They've not been successful in overcoming a civil war amongst themselves. Why not put the nation over their politics, people over politics? And so I guess the answer I'd give to you is I'm not giving up hope. I think there are enough people that are contemplating, that are thinking, that are wondering how much longer can we continue? How much longer can the Farm Bill not get done? How much longer can the farmers wait? Again, how much longer can we wait on the funding of the necessary national security funding that is necessary? And so once this becomes a reality, I'm not giving up. I think there are Republicans that would look at a reasoned response to opening the Congress. That's what it is, opening the House of Representatives. And we have the purse strings. We are the ones that initiate the spending bills so that this country can go forward. The president is sending us a supplemental bill dealing with the crisis in Mideast, Ukraine, dealing with disaster funding, and a number of other very important responsibilities that this country has. And he's looking for this bill to be marked up, a hearing to be held, marked up quickly, and come to the floor of the House. I think that is key. It won't happen. I want us to have a functioning House of Representatives with a speaker tonight. If I needed to say it, I want it to happen tonight. Thursday night, October 19th, 2023. Extend the hand of collaboration as he has done. The president is very good and has been all of his political career working with Republicans. I remember him speaking very highly of Senator McCain over many issues they disagree with, but many issues they could agree with, the late Senator McCain. And he has worked with the present leadership in the Senate and has worked in difficult times with the leadership in the House because it was Kevin McCarthy who accepted the numbers that he had to help fund the government. And, of course, we worked together with Speaker McCarthy to save the nation from a disaster of a government shutdown. So I think, one, the president can extend again his hand of collaboration, but he can also say we need to do our duty, that the American people have given us the honor of representing them. Houstonians have given me the honor of representing them. I want to represent them continuously. In order to do that, I should uphold my oath that I took. And so if he speaks to both the American people and to the Congress, we represent the American people, tell us to do our duty and tell us that we need to overcome the divisiveness of the Republican conference and really put maybe our individual constituents, Americans, over this, what seems to be personality fight. I don't see any basis of indecision other than people holding on to their dislike on individual personalities, and I would not diminish it, actions that they perceive the front runner has in terms of denying elections or January 6th. I understand that, but we do have to get to the point of finding the nominee from the Republicans that can win the day, or they need to bring forward a bipartisan pathway that Leader Jeffries can engage and agree with based upon his determination of his caucus. It's a simple thing. I don't think the president will get into those details. I think what he should get into is that Congress needs to do, or the House needs to do its duty, and to politely, since he's on national television, demand that Republicans solve their differences and work with Democrats, and he will work with everyone, because we have many hard decisions to make going forward, and who knows what crisis is around the corner or the next day. You just don't know. And if Americans are in harm's way, I think he should focus on that there are hostages that are Americans in the region, and particularly in the crisis that we're dealing with in the Mideast, and that we need the House of Representatives to be organized so we can help the hostages that happen to be Americans and others. Again, they need to do their job. There are U.S. military personnel in the region, NATO, in the very near area of Ukraine. It is no doubt that Ukraine is a brutal war, and it is despotism versus democracy. I don't know how they can abandon Ukraine. We can't abandon the American people. We have to have a domestic budget. I want everybody to know that I will not shortchange the needs of the American people. But the American people also need to be defended against the tyranny of Putin in Russia. He has no intent of stopping at Ukraine if he wins. He will march across Europe, and he'll march, in essence, toward destroying the Western Alliance, which comes right to the front door of the United States of America. I think he needs to challenge Republicans on not being small and small-minded, and it's a few of them. The bulk, I believe, understand how close the Ukraine war, with Russia destroying everything in its sight and destroying democracy, is to the front door of the United States of America. He needs to tell it to them straight. Don't miss the potential disaster of allowing Russia to win anything in Europe. I think it is key that one group of people who can't speak for themselves are children. We saw babies lose their lives in the tragedy of the Mideast. We see a humanitarian crisis. We see women and children and families being in jeopardy from Ukraine to the Mideast. And we need to see the needs of families in the United States. If you can't see anything, do this for children and families across the world.